Hello and welcome. I hope you're all okay this week. So this is future Adrian. I forgot to do an intro for this video, so I apologise. So this week we are looking at my Norco after I neglected it for a little while and left it under a tarpaulin whilst I sorted the house out and then built a shed for it. So this week we'll be stripping it down, getting the wheels off, getting the crank set and all that off, and just seeing what we need to do. Hopefully not too much. So yes, there we go. I apologise. I am extremely sorry. I was a bit of an idiot. I'm just holding my phone now. And also, look at the bloody hair. I'm resembling Boris freaking Johnson. I'm looking like a love child of Boris Johnson and Donald bloody Trump. Anyway, video's coming. Stripped down. Nice, simple. See what's going on, and you'll see all my fancy bits on my Norco. See you in a second. So what are we going to be doing? So let's start off with the breakdown, I suppose. We'll do a bit of a breakdown, then we'll make a start on something. I don't know what it is to start. You can see it's up on the lift now. Obviously I'm going to take it off every day because this shed's so much smaller than my old shed. But yeah, so we'll do a little strip down. We'll leave the forks on for now, but we'll whip the wheels off, get the chain off, get the crank arms off, and look at the rust on that brake disc. So I think we'll be having the brake discs off, give those a sand back, maybe get the old pads out, give the pads a little rub down with a bit of light sandpaper, fresh sandpaper as well, non-oily. Otherwise it's just contaminating the brake pads, which we don't want to do we? So yes, let's start with a breakdown and go from there and see where I will start. I'll probably start the wheels first actually. Anyway, let's get cracking. So let's try and do this one-handed, I suppose. Oh dear, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. It's all locked up. Okay. So what we do, get that chain off first. Let's get the chain off, go from there. First things first, get the chain off. So much crud, this push it out, shall we? We're going to get the bloody chain off. There we go. Ta-da! There goes the link. You're meant to replace the links every time you take the chain off. But I don't, because I'm a rebel and it costs more money, and obviously I don't have that kind of money. I don't know, they're just literally a few pence, but every penny counts nowadays, energy crisis and all that, don't we? Hey, there we go, chain off, put the chain in some grease to sort out. Oh God, that chain's stiff, everything's stiff. Oh my gosh. What's happening now? Alright, that's going to be fun, isn't it? Right, let's get cracking. Oh dear. Excuse me. There we go. Let's pop that in the pot down now. Get a fresh pot out for that. I've got to cut the pots. Got to cut the pots for the grease. So my hints and tips, I learnt this from my stepfather many years ago. Save your jam jars. Don't have to save a million of them, but pot noodle pots as well. I learnt that one myself. I done that one. And just ice cream towels out. Great for pouring degreaser in. Chuck your chain in there overnight. Bosh, done. Take your chain out. Give it a bit of a scrub down with an old toothbrush. Keep your old toothbrushes as well. They come in handy. Then don't throw away that degreaser. Just wait for it to settle, or pour it into a jam jar. Wait for it to settle. You'll see all the crud down the bottom of the jar. Pour it out gently, and you can use it all again, bar the crud down the bottom. Just make sure you try and leave the crud in the bottom as you pour it out into the pot again. My hint and tip for saving money. So let's get his wheels off then, shall we? Let's pop this wheel off. Hopefully it's not too tight. Make sure you get anchor in there nice and sensible, because you don't want to round this bolt off because you'll be buggered. which unfortunately, oh dear, oh no, gone the wrong way, remember. It's been a little while, can you tell? Pop that down a minute. So we'll be greasing all this up as well, so you'll need some grease because this turns a bit gritty, unfortunately. There's that one off. So also, since I think I made another video, well, since I'm sort of had that little gap, you probably notice I put on a bit of weight. I gave up smoking, which is all good. So now I won't be dying of cancer. I'll just be dying of bloody obesity instead, and having a heart attack probably. Potato. Pop that back in now. So I'm going to pop all my stuff into a pot, and I'll go for it all at some point. Let's get this wheel off. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Wheel is off. Derailleur is, well, hanging. I'll give it a squirt of spray grease, I think. That's what I'll do. Oh, wow. Yeah. Right, anyway. Let's do some more, shall we? So crank arms, as we've already seen, that's a bit loosey goosey. So remember, all these are I'll not say opposite threads, but there you go. Yes, that's a bit loosey goosey, that one, wasn't it? Did it come off? But it won't. But I'm going to have to get the old thing on it still. It's slightly annoying. Oh well. So I've got one of these kits. Come from Halfords, bike cut. Does a job. Not perfect. Some of the tools are made of Play-Doh, but it does a job. You've got everything in there you need most of the time. So that's on. I need to get the old tripod out really, don't I think. There we go, look, I've just done that by hand. So yes, there we go. Anyway, full chainring, little spin, crank arm is off. Let's do the other side. I'll do that. I won't video it because you just seen that. One screw, little tool to get the crank arm pulley tool off. Bosh, done. Obviously, sometimes things are different. If you have SRAM dub bearings, things are a little bit different. So I love SRAM dub bearings and crank arms. But as said, these ones are perfectly fine. There's no grumbling. I'm not one of these ones that likes to save weight or anything, so I will keep those there for now. When they start grumbling, then I'll change them, but I might whip them out to grease them up. So as you can see, crank arms off, cranks off, rear wheel is off. I may just put that back on. Let's do the front wheel. What else did I notice while she was away? I can't remember. So anyway, front wheel off. So I should really service the forks and the rear shock, but I've never done these shocks or forks, so that's something I'll have to do. I'm not under pressure with a video. If it goes Pete Tong, you can laugh. I suppose I could do it. I'll look into it, strip them down, try it, and then do a video of it, because I don't think there's many of these X-Fusion. They're only a cheap brand, but suppose they do the job. But the same on the rear. Though I'd love to have the bollocks to do big bloody gap jumps and stuff. Sometimes I brick it when I'm jumping off a curb. So trying to do this one-handed, it's a bit hard. And the front wheel is out, and so is a through axle. Through axle is off into there. All the bloody phone chargers don't work, so I'm having to use GoPro. Chains in the degreaser. Crank arms. Allen keys. So, there's my tools, phone, dog and bone, and a few other bits and bobs. So, we're nearly done. Get that bottom bracket out. Yeah. Like I said, I'll leave the forks on for now, whilst I do the wheels. And once the wheels are done, I'll get the forks whipped off quickly. So undo the stem and the stem cap. Get that all whipped off. Get those bearings greased up, and I can chuck it all back together. I'll do that in another video. I've never taken these apart before, so again I'll have to look it up before I do anything and see if they'll need grease and anything, because it's all been sat outside. All the linkages, give that a bit of a spray with some spray grease. I won't be spraying WD-40 on there, because WD-40 is actually a degreaser. So obviously when you spray WD-40 on stuff, you are degreasing stuff. It's handy for when you want to degrease a single bearing or a bunch of bearings. Hold them in your hand, spray them up, it will swish around onto a tissue, dry them off, cover them in grease again. So anyway, let's get going. If you can hear that noise, I apologise, my fan going. Yeah, wheels are off, crank arms off, bottom bracket off. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's get this bottom bracket off. I need one of these sockets. I'll use a breaker bar just to break it off. There we go. So I bought this breaker bar from the local market for about 25 quid, I think it was. Bought it for working on my cars a few years ago. It's a cheap one, but you know what, it's not let me down. My neighbours have bought it a few times as well, my old neighbours, and yeah, it's done. It's earned its money. One of the best breaker bars I've bought. Even some of my friends who are proper mechanics are quite impressed by it. Anyway, part the bottom bracket out, do the other side, bottom bracket. Trying to do this one handed is quite hard. There we go. There we go. If there's any rust in there, get rid of the rust, pop it back. But it all looks okay, but still, oh, a little bit of rust there. I'll clean it all up, re-grease it all up, and go from there. So, the bike is stripped down as far as I want to go. It's upside down now, not on the rack, it's just a bit easier. It's only a cheap rack. But I'll start the rebuild now, I suppose. So I'll do a wheel at a time, I think. Video those. Depending how long they take, I might do 2 wheels in one day. But obviously remember, I need to do the sealant as well. So this will be, I suppose, part 1. Right. Remember, if you're liking these videos, please give us a subscribe and a like and a share and whatever. And there'll be many more to come. Hope you all have a wonderful time, and I'll see you in part 2, which will be the wheels possibly, so I can get it running. Or I don't know, yeah, we'll do the wheels if I remember. I apologise if I don't. Old age and all that. And also something else that got neglected is my hair. State of it. Look, I'm going back to my 90s grunge years. Anyway, I'll catch you for part 2, which will hopefully be the wheels. And I'll see you real soon. Remember to always wear a helmet, you dickheads.